Jordin Canada, Aaliyah Edwards joined the show talking Unrivaled. And oh, yeah, there's a couple of pieces of news on the WNBA side. So we'll get Jordan's first comments about playing with Brittney Griner. Locked On Women's Basketball starts now.
You are Locked On Women's Basketball, your daily podcast on women's basketball. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Women's Basketball. I'm your host, Howard Megdal, and I want to thank you for making us your first listen every day, showing up for us the way we show up for you. Over 300,000 of you in December alone, on track to break our record in January for monthly listenership. We're here 6 days a week covering the past, present, and future of women's basketball. Not just me, of course, the entire team over at The Next, at thenexthoops.com, where we cover over 100 reported pieces about the game that we all love, past, present, and future. Go ahead, sign up. They all show up in your inbox. Over 100 reported pieces every month, $9 a month, $72 a year, helps power everything we do. And I am delighted to share a couple of conversations with you today out of Unrivaled, coming up this weekend, week 3. Make sure you read Chelsea Leahy's updated column over at The Next, all about it. First, I spoke to Jordin Canada, the great Atlanta Dream point guard and teammate of Brittney Griner to be. And you'll never believe where she found out that BG was joining the Dream. And then comes Aaliyah Edwards, fascinating figure in this game, playing in Unrivaled after her rookie season with the Washington Mystics. So much to get to. Let's get right to it. I'm Howard Megdal. You're listening to Locked On Women's Basketball. I'm here with the great Jordin Canada, talking Unrivaled and, of course, the Atlanta Dream. Jordin, I want to start by talking about, for you personally, how significant it has been. You know, for those who don't know, who don't necessarily were able to follow, you have historically gone overseas. You've played in Poland, in Turkey, in Hungary, you name it. What is the difference for you physically and psychologically being able to have this break and play through Unrivaled? You know, how much of a difference do you already feel?
I feel a tremendous difference, to be honest. Not so much of taxing on my body. I'm able to stay here and work on the things that I want to work on, get my body right, get the recovery that I need, and just have that mental break. You know, obviously I'm still here and I'm competing and giving it, my all here. But I think it's just something about just being in the States that's just so much more relaxing and a lot less stress. And, the time, don't have to worry about time difference. I can talk to my family whenever friends can come and visit. Like, it's just so much better. Not to say that overseas isn't a great, I haven't had great experiences overseas, because I have, but I think just having the opportunity to stay here, stay at home, and, just have the access and resources to things that you necessarily may not have overseas. It's just been a tremendous difference. And I'm super excited to be here. So I'm very thankful for this opportunity.
The biggest thing for me, it seems, that I hear from players again and again is choice too. You want to go overseas, you go overseas. You play here, you play at AU. There's a lot of different options to be able to do here domestically as well. And also just the fact that there is a freedom of movement that goes along with this as well. And so be remiss not to talk about the fact that, you are going to have the opportunity now to be the quarterback of an offense that looks different, with Carl Smeshko running things, and has a very different figure in the middle. And I assume Brittney Griner will be the tallest teammate you ever had. Is that true?
Yeah, she'll be the tallest team I ever had. I've had some pretty tall teammates. I've had Mercedes Russell, but BG will be by far the tallest teammate I've had.
and moving obviously beyond that is just the fact that, what she brings to the table, of course, offensively. How much does that change just the way the gravity operates on the court? Just the fact that the room it potentially creates for you, for Ryan Howard, for, everyone who is looking to get open. How much do you see a difference? Does it give you an extra couple of steps to be able to operate through? Like, what does it feel like?
I think it's gonna change like drastically. I think
Mhm.
BG, she's such a big presence and an important piece to our team and any team, the Phoenix team that she's been on in previous years.
Yeah.
I just think her just being in the paint, being able to occupy space, and being able to throw it into her. Now I can lob it to her. I told her that I was gonna be throwing lobs to her, so she better get her dunking skills ready. But besides that, just like I said, just her being a huge presence in the post and people paying attention to her, which will free up Rye, will free up Leash and myself and other player teammates as well, just to get into the paint. And even on the defensive side, her being that presence in the paint as well, and being a paint protector, and causing havoc in the paint, and then
Mhm.
also just being able to rebound. I think that's really going to be a big key for us as well. And then being able to get out. And now I don't have to worry about getting hit by screens on BG or anything like that. Now she'll be the one setting screens for me and just being able to play in the pick and roll. I think she's going to help us really like a lot. So I'm pretty excited to get to work for training camp, and just being able to get to know her a little bit here has been really great. Her family, and just spending some time with her and Ryan Leash, it's been a good time.
I'm so glad you mentioned the pick and roll, because again, when you sort of think through where the rubber hits the road on this is something you operate in as well as any guard in this league. So, having that gift of being able to do it collectively with BG has to be exciting. I'm wondering, just for you personally, I know you know this, I know you know your strengths about it. Like, where did you hear about this? I was hearing the rumors too. I understood Atlanta was a front runner. Las Vegas was in the mix too. But like, what was that experience like? Where did you hear about it? And like, who's your first text on your team once you found out?
So I was with BG on the boat when she announced that she was going to be coming to our team. So I was pretty hype about it, to be honest. I didn't know she was going to announce right then and there. I thought,
Right.
I knew we had a pretty good meeting with her.
Yeah.
And I knew that, we were in the running and we were one of her top choices. But I had no idea she was going to announce on the boat. I was just there for the vibes, just again, trying to build, that relationship with BG. And when she announced it, like, I was just super excited, just for her to be a part of the organization, and just her as a human being and as a player, just all around great person. And so I was just pretty excited. The first people that I texted, it wasn't my teammates. It actually was my parents, because they were like hounding me about information on what was going on in free agency. And I kept trying to be quiet, telling them I don't know anything, even though I kind of knew who we were getting and who we
Sure.
were going after. So I tried to be as patient as I could. And so finally, when she told us that she was going to be joining the Dream, I texted my parents and I told them to keep it on the DL until it gets out. So I told them, and of course, they were pretty excited about it.
Are
So
your parents good at off the record? My children are really good at off the record, like
they
fully
are
understand off the record. Yeah.
they are really good off the record, because they
Okay.
know if they were to spill some tea, they all have some words for them. But
Right. Right.
but no, they were pretty good about it when I told them. It was
No,
literally like the announcement came out that night, so it wasn't like they had to wait days for
totally.
this information to come out. So.
I love it. I love it. And just like more generally, Unrivaled has really become the center of the women's basketball universe over this period of time. I'm just, how much are you enjoying that? Just, hearing all the conversations and sort of being at the epicenter in a way that, I mean, it's not just different than before. We've never had this before. There's never been this sort of command center where it's all happening.
Man, this has been such a blessing for me, just to be here surrounded by, you know, Hall of Famers, essentially, and just to be able to compete every single day with teammates, and then games, just getting after it. Even though 3-on-3 is a different dynamic than 5-on-5, I
Mhm.
still think the competitiveness is there, and it's at an all-time high. And just being able to come in every day and give it your all and compete with the best of the best, it's been amazing. And then also, like I said before, just to have the resources of recovery is key. As you get older and get further in your career, recovery starts to become more important. And so the fact that we have access to so much stuff, and
Mhm.
it's been a blessing. Like I said, my body has been feeling great. I know that if I was overseas by now, my body probably would be, at an all-time low. So the fact that
Yeah.
I'm here and just being able to um get everything that I can in these 2 months has been tremendous so far. And like I said, just being able to be surrounded by Hall of Famers and, best of the best has been great for me.
What's been the most interesting on-court experience with your vinyl teammates? Whether it's Derek Hamby or Arike, obviously, Ryan pretty well by now, Ray or Aaliyah. What's been sort of the best connection you found on the court so far?
Well, I've played with everyone except for Aaliyah Boston. So I think I will say AB just because I haven't been able to play with her. I played with everyone, Sparks, Atlanta, and USA with Reek. I haven't got the opportunity to play with AB. And so we have been in the games together and in practices. We've been getting our chemistry together, and just to see she's such a young talent, and she's getting better and better every single day. And just her energy that she brings. She's very funny. I don't know if people know that, but I think she's hilarious. So just being able to get to know her on and off the court has been really fun. And I would say me and AB have been, building that chemistry. And then, of course, everyone else. Of course, I'm building chemistry with everyone on my team. But I think the biggest impact that I've had has been with AB.
It's such a cool thing to see. And for those who want to see it, 6 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday, you guys are taking on Mist. It is on True TV. It is the first official day of signings that day for the WNBA as well. Do you think we'll see anybody announce where they're going on the court during the game?
I have no clue. I guess you'll have to tune in to find out.
Everybody must. I can't let you go without having a conversation about your alma mater as well. I had the opportunity to see UCLA play. They are the number one team in the land. Lauren Betts is dominating in a way, I wrote about this, that we haven't seen a center do at the college level since BG. And I'm just wondering what you've seen of UCLA and whether you think this is finally the year. We know what kind of person and coach Corey Close is for them to break through, get to that Final Four, maybe capture a national championship while they're at it.
Yeah, so I've had the pleasure of going to a couple of practices. I want to say like beginning of their season, and I got to just see their chemistry that they have. And you could just tell that everyone loves each other. And you don't really get that necessarily. It's kind of hard to find that in college, to be honest, or anywhere, to be honest, where, everyone is bought in, everyone wants to compete, everyone wants to get better. And they understand that it's coming out of a place of love, of tough love. And I think Coach Corey and the coaching staff have done a tremendous job with this group of women, of pushing them every day and making sure that, I know Coach, I saw an interview that she did yesterday where she said that she cares about having the number one reps in the country. And I think, that's spot on to Coach Corey's characteristics and how she is as a coach and the coaching staff as well. And just seeing them and practice behind the scenes and then watching them on TV and even getting to see the game against South Carolina, you can just see the cohesiveness that they have. And, this has been years in the making. This doesn't happen overnight, but I think the pieces that she has brought together fit so well. And I think everyone on that team wants to play for one another, wants to go run through a wall for the coaches. And that's the type of players that you want. That's the type of teammates that you want. And Lauren Betts, to your point, man, in like 3 games, she had 21 blocks, which is like insane to me. But that's just the presence that she brings. That's the talent that she has. And even I know she's averaging double doubles. So just to see her paint presence, how she's just able to move up and down the floor and able to get her teammates involved, her IQ of like being able to pass out of a double team or being able to finish through a double team. You don't really see that a lot in a lot of bigs. So I can tell that she's continuing to get better and better, and I've seen it in her practices. But I think overall, UCLA has been doing a tremendous job. I'm glad that we're still the only team that's left undefeated, and I hope we can keep that streak going. I know it's going to be tough as the season continues to go on, but I think as the season does continue to go on, you can just see that they continue to get better and better. So I'm super proud of them, super proud of the coaching staff, and I hope they get one, because if they get one, I'm definitely telling Coach Corey to give me a ring. So
And rightly so, as somebody who helped build that program. But Jordin Canada, always appreciate your time. Can't wait to watch this Saturday and see you in all your pursuits. Thank you as always. Back after this with Aaliyah Edwards. Locked on Women's Basketball is brought to you by TurboTax. This is a message from Intuit. TurboTax. Taxes was, I remember, waiting and wondering and worrying if you were going to get any money back, and then waiting and wondering and worrying some more. But what is taxes now? Imagine with a TurboTax expert who can do your taxes as soon as today. An expert who gives your taxes their undivided attention as they work on your return while giving you real-time updates on their progress so you can focus on your day. An expert who will find you every deduction possible, file every form, every investment, everything with 100% accuracy. Also, you can get the most money back guaranteed. No waiting, no wondering, no worries. Now, this is taxes. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. Real-time updates only in the iOS mobile app. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. Locked on Women's Basketball is brought to you by Game Time. Attending games is an unforgettable experience that brings fans together. I can tell you, my wife and my younger daughter went to the WNBA finals during a game I was covering at Barclays Center. They talk about it to this day. It's the type of experience they will never forget. I remember going to baseball games with my father growing up. We remember the games. We talk about them to this day. There's no substitute for that live experience. I've even seen people here in the Philadelphia area. They went to the NFC Championship. They were abuzz about it all week. It's a memory they're going to have forever. Game Time gives you that opportunity. It's a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. It filters out the fluff. It shows you the incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching, and you can have yourself one of those precious memories, the thing that makes life worth living, in my view. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Back here with Aaliyah Edwards, and delighted to be chatting about all things Unrivaled, WNBA as well. The place I have to start, Aaliyah, and people need to know about this. You are, of course, a teammate of Breanna Stewart, who is a co-founder. You also share an alma mater. What secret extra perks do you get as a result of that?
I think knowledge. That's the biggest thing. I've had the chance over these past couple of weeks to play alongside her and to learn from her, and also just to get to know her, chat about UConn just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. But I think just building that relationship, it's amazing to be a part of, and I think that I'm on a great team, especially with her being the co-founder of this league. So
it is a fascinating team to watch. And just for those who don't know, Mist has Courtney Vandersloot, Dejanay Carrington, Kia Jackson, Jewel Lloyd, Stewie, and yourself as well. When you have had the opportunity to play all together, what's been sort of the most surprising skill you've seen from someone who, you've obviously played against all these folks and you've had the opportunity to compete against them at multiple levels, but what kind of pops when you get to see them day to day?
Most surprising skill, I would just say how versatile everyone is. I feel like especially our guards, throughout the league in the summer, I'm playing against more forwards, but to kind of hone in on what they've been doing with their skill development in practice, and then it's translating into the game. I think that, Jewel, Sloot, and Dejanay, they're just very versatile. They can guard a big, guard a PG, but also on the offensive end, they're attacking the rim. They're not afraid of the physicality, and I think it's just cool to see that from a forward perspective.
It is fascinating to me as well that we get to see your versatility as well, which is something that we've had the opportunity to enjoy in a 5-on-5 context, but now multiple other ways to do it. And before we get into the one-on-one, which I think is fascinating and kind of its own beast, right? Just like for you as a 3-on-3 player, where do you feel like that's most helped your development as a basketball player as a whole?
Well, this is my first time playing 3-on-3, so that in itself, I'm just grateful to be a part of this because it's something new for me, and it's something that's going to challenge me, and it has been challenging me, and I'm all for it. And I think that it's really going to help my game in terms of just feeling more comfortable and confident operating on the perimeter. That's on both ends of the court. Defensively, getting up in the guards and forcing a turnover, or offensively, being able to break someone down from the 3-point line. So I'm having fun. I think that's the biggest thing. That's what this league is. That's why they chose to do it down here in Miami with the 36 players, so that we are competing against the best. But we're competing against the best. We're getting better. But overall, we're having fun all together and changing the game of women's sports.
And it was something that we had Jordin Canada on the show and the players I've talked to across the league talking about the difference that you feel mentally and physically not having to go overseas. You didn't have to experience that. It was, you've come in and forgive the point of personal privilege as the host, I'm delighted to see it, right? The best players in the world should have choice, should have the opportunity to do what they want to do. So I wonder, not having something to sort of balance it against, are you able to feel the difference? Or is it just, hearing the old heads talking about, hey, back in my day, I would have been in Poland doing this, just what is that experience like for you?
I mean, that's exactly what it is. Since I don't have any personal experience overseas, I'm just hearing the feedback and the appreciation, I think, from all the older players here who have been in that boat. And I think that majority is just grateful, as you said, for the opportunity, because we're moving the game, and the game's moving in the direction of creating more pathways for athletes who are in the W, athletes who are playing professionally currently, but also those who are wanting to be in this space, like in the college game and in the high school game. So I think that's the biggest thing that is great about this league. Is it's just another pathway, another opportunity, another chance for us to make choices. And it's not always about basketball. It's not always about the money. It could be about family, just being able to have family come up and see you every other weekend. If you're overseas, you're in a different culture, different lifestyle, and you're far removed from those that you love. So I think there's different elements. I'm just a sponge right now, soaking up everything, and grateful that I didn't have to experience that. So, yeah.
It's a great thing to see. And so those who want to watch you, of course, 6 p.m. Eastern time, Saturday, their next game, Mist versus Vinyl, going to be really interesting to watch that matchup. It's a chance for you to go up against somebody who I know you faced in college as well, in Aaliyah Boston, somebody who you had the chance to face, of course, in the WNBA this year. You're also in the same pod in the one-on-one. And so I guess I wonder, as you think through what your one-on-one game is, and we've never had a chance to see you play one-on-one, do you think, is it an advantage to go against another big? Is it more of, strength versus strength if you go against a guard and you're trying different things? Kind of take me through your thinking about that tournament, because it's like nothing we've ever seen before.
I mean, right now my mindset is just finishing out the season until we have to pause for the one-on-one tournament, to be honest with you. But in terms of breaking that down, I think it's really just going to be mind over matter. It's kind of throwing us back into the mindset of like when we were younger and you just went to the park and played street ball and you just asked somebody to play one-on-one. So I think that's really going to be the mentality. And for me, if I'm matched up against a guard, the advantage would be backing them down and getting them to feel uncomfortable under the rim. But if I'm matched up against a big, I don't think it's necessarily advantage, disadvantage. Depends on who I'm playing against. But I think for me, it's all going to be about like the separation and the advantage of creating my shot from my separation and from the moves and just being more agile than agile than just like taking the ball and just going straight line drive to the hoop. You know,
so you're probably gonna back down Jordin Canada if we're being
I mean, if we're being smart about it and honest about it, yeah.
Well, I'm just like, what was the last time you even played one-on-one? Right? I mean, it's a game we all know, you know, but
last time I played one-on-one was literally like 20 minutes ago in practice.
Wait, so who are you playing against in one-on-one?
Oh, my team, like Team Miss, like we compete one-on-one every day, 3-on-3 every day. So we're getting our reps in. Nice. Since I've come down and been a part of Unrivaled, we've always just been having that in the back of our heads of I know that we have a season to play and games to win, but it's all about skill development as well and getting us better individually. So as collective, we can just mesh all of our skills and strengths and compete. So yeah, I'm ready. But it's one-on-one tomorrow.
Am I right that the reason you're doing it, like you said, is because of the tournament coming up? In other words, that's not typical. Like when you're in practice with the Mystics or when you were at UConn, you weren't playing one-on-one on a regular basis, right?
I was.
Why
I was. I think that's just
that's so cool.
Maybe that's just a competitor in me, but I would always, after practice, grab one of the practice players or one of my teammates is like, check up, just throw the ball at them and be like, check up. And I mean, in that setting, it's more of a friendly game. But it's also, again, this game of basketball is 5-on-5. It's a team sport, but you got to be able to guard your yard, especially in a 3-on-3 setting. So the one-on-one is very important.
So people got to worry. It sounds like people got to worry about you.
They should.
Yeah, as they should when it comes to this one-on-one. That is exciting. I'm really looking forward to that. That's coming up in February as well. Just in terms of what the Unrivaled experience has been as the center of the women's basketball universe, you know, the recruiting going on, the conversations taking place. You know, we had Jordin on earlier, talked about the fact that, she found out about BG choosing Atlanta because she was on the boat with BG when BG decided to vote. Like, how much are you just reveling in the fact that, first of all, there is such a place, which is brand new for women's basketball at this time, but also just that you get to kind of hear everything and see everything and be a part of it, this league that, you're such a critical part of as well.
Yeah, as one of the youngest athletes here, it is super interesting just to kind of hear the conversations that have been had about everything that's going on in the league. But as we were talking about earlier, just like what people have been through and how far the game of women's sports has come. And I mean, what Jordin Canada is saying about the trades, like that's all crazy. You're seeing people who have played with each other for years and now they're playing against each other. And it's weird because we all live together. We all are in the same building going to work. So it's not like I don't see them basically 24/7. So being around those conversations are cool, but also I'm learning a lot about what I can do to change for the next generation, what's kind of in my power, what's my impact. I'm also the only Canadian here too. So trying to educate the international play and help supporters and fans understand that having Unrivaled here in North America is crucial. And having the broadcast to Canada too, that was a great touch. And I went up to Alex and I thanked him for that because that was not easy, but a lot of people internationally are bought in and they want to be a part of the movement.
but a big deal. And again, your role in growing basketball in Canada is huge, significant, and cannot be ignored either. Before I let you go, I just have to say, Jordin said she believes that UCLA is going to win a national championship this year on the college side. I'm just wondering, do you agree with her, or is there a different team you have in mind?
Now, what do you think my answer is going to be? No, I bleed blue all the way, all the way. I think they're having a great season so far. Yeah, we got some losses, but the one thing about us is we never stay down. We're always up and we're always ready. So I'm rolling with my Huskies. It's so weird because some of them are still my age, and I played with, Paige. Obviously, we came in the same class, so it's kind of weird to see her still in college. But I'm always rooting for her. Always the biggest supporter for them. So I'm gonna be there in Florida with them. So they make Final Four and a championship. We celebrate together.
I'm sure the nation will be thrilled to see UConn finally break through, because they've only won, 11 national championships before that.
Yes.
So it's the smart money is on the Huskies getting back for sure. Aaliyah Edwards, delightful to see you always. Thank you so much to our listeners. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Howard Megdal, wishing all of you a wonderful Thursday. Tune in to Unrivaled this weekend. You won't want to miss it.